For some people, when they train for the military, some people get out of basic training, and it's not even the career field training. It's like maybe a week or two into regular basic training. So there's no guns involved. There's no, besides, for the first week or two, I don't think there's any kind of weaponry involved. But it's just basically getting adjusted, doing exercises, getting adjusted to the sleep schedule, and then there's also, the showering process where you have to like do a group shower and things like that because that's what's available, and you have to get on the time schedule in a fast pace. So in doing so, you have a certain amount of time that you have to take a shower, and it's to adjust you into that training environment, and then it adjusts you to the scheduling. So that those first 2 weeks are usually the roughest part, if you're because you're not it's not a normal life routine, but they're adjusting you so you can enter into the environment. Like I said, it can be a really big shock when initially entering in, and then when you get past that and comes graduation, some people get to the point like, oh, I miss it, because you've grown so much in the process that like you got over that initial part, and then in the end you're this new trainee, and you may have adjusted and adopted the schedule, the work eating routine, things like that. And but then, like I said, with the military, you go into a new environment in regards to your technical training for your career, and so it kind of starts all over again. But all the training, if you look at it, it builds you up if you have proper training techniques that are done by your leaders and processes. Um, if not, then you won't see the benefit of your training. But for some career fields, like infantry, for example, some people will say that they train you to literally just go and kill. And they're saying you want to see blood, you want to see dead bodies. That's your purpose, and that, like for infantry, someone who's strategically thinking about it, or more not superficially thinking about it, but thinking about, okay, infantry, I'm going in to defend my country. If there is an instance where it's necessary for us to do this job, we're going to go into a battlefield environment where we have to defend, have a defense mechanism. So that's what the strategy of probably infantry is looked at when someone who's not just looking to kill, but who is going into the career field for infantry purposes. We're on the battlefield line, and we're there to defend, in the purpose that we're there to defend for. And so if there is some type of imminent threat, such as like you've had, for example, the spy balloons and objects in the air, if there's some type of threat, then from leadership above, they might give the order to, hey, here, we need you all to go out on the battlefield and use your infantry skills. In order, there's a turtle on the beach, and it looks like it has a bomb on it. Some people, depending on how they feel about animals, they might say, I'm not shooting that turtle. I'll try to shoot the bomb or deactivate the bomb, but I'm not shooting the turtle. We want to save the turtle's life. So that's where, if you go in and you're getting trained, shoot, kill, see blood, or gory, that's all you want to see is blood, like a 300 scene. In modern military, I don't know if you will keep many people in the career field if that's the type of training that you're performing, or even not even keeping in the career field. Something might come from above to where it might serve more repercussions in the end in regards to reactionary actions, such as maybe people leaving or being discharged, or maybe people seeking therapy. The military's rapport and overall reputation being jeopardized in that regard because this occurred, and now recruiters aren't able to get anybody in those type of positions. Nobody wants to work in those positions. They're crapped on, and nobody wants to do that job. No, because nobody wants to send their child into the military knowing that they could possibly die any moment. Because from leadership position, it's supposed to be more of, not looking at the human being as collateral damage, because we have equipment that can be collateral damage in the event, some things might happen and you have to leave something behind, but in most branches, when you're training, you're trained not to leave a person behind. It's more, if a camera breaks on the field, that happens. But preferably not, but it might fall, and maybe it might be a camera made for that type of terrain, like equipment that's made for rugged terrain and use, but maybe it just happened to be that it got damaged somehow, and it wasn't able to survive. So that camera's gone, and now it has to be replaced and paid for, or what have you, or reported on some type of inventory list or something. But as a loss, but better that than the life. So we have, we've experienced various circumstances with like Vanessa Goyen and other soldiers that are losing their lives, not even in a battlefield position, like they're losing their life in social events. So for some parents and for some leadership, that's even worse than losing life on the battlefield. So that's something that I think leadership may have to look at, or may have done so already, in regards to those being important points to speak on, to review, to kind of reevaluate the whole process of everything, and how they go about functioning. And it can vary on a federal level to a state level to a more local level, depending on bases and, again, like commanders and leadership. So, you have your governors, you have the president, you have commanders of the units, you have base commanders. So all those variances probably matter, like prime ministers. You have, so the leadership varies, because then you have officers and enlisted. So, of course, always the responsibilities for those various levels, and to ensure that everyone has their opportunity, if needed, to be able to give their leadership input, and to be able to have some type of participation in that part.